I'm here at OsteoStrong Palos Verdes, and I am here with the wonderful Ken Roberts. I know I was super excited to find OsteoStrong. Being healthy and staying healthy is super important to me, and as I age, I know it's something that I have to be actively involved in. I can no longer take my health for granted. As a woman of small stature, I know that I'm at risk for osteoporosis. I have a little bit of osteopenia, and well, let's just be honest, nobody has ever called me Grace. So I have struggled with balance probably for all of my life, but definitely something that I want to work on. So those are a couple of reasons that I come to OsteoStrong. But for those people who aren't familiar with what OsteoStrong is, can you tell us a little bit about what OsteoStrong is, how it got started, and what it has to offer?
Yes, what we do is very specific. It's called osteogenic loading. We basically help people put axial pressure on their bones from end to end on 4 separate machines called the Spectrum machines. And they help you trigger osteogenesis, the creation of new bone tissue. And it's fascinating. Doctors have told us for decades that weight-bearing exercise is really good for our bones. But it wasn't until 2012 that a study out of England called Deer and Tobias measured how much axial pressure exactly. And what was very interesting to find out is that the number was surprising. In order to trigger your bone density to improve your hip region, you have to put 4.2 times your body weight in axial pressure on your lower extremities, on your legs.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's an enormous amount. I'm about 200 pounds. That means that I have to be able to push in a weight room 840 pounds or more to trigger osteogenesis.
That's probably not happening in a weight room.
It's not happening. It's impossible for everybody except maybe a professional bodybuilder. But Dr. Jaquish, who invented our machines, Dr. John Jaquish, he's a PhD, he's a medical researcher, not a medical doctor, but his mother got osteoporosis, and he set out to cure her disease. And he noticed that osteoporosis is a disease of deconditioning. And he thought whatever has been deconditioned should be able to be reconditioned. So in his research, he noticed that the athletes with the strongest bone density are gymnasts. And that's because gymnasts from great heights, they stick landings, and they put 8 to 12 times their body weight in axial pressure on their bones. But because the impact is so great, they have the highest incidence of knee and hip replacements later in life. So he thought, I've got to find a way to emulate impact and be able to achieve the loads required to cause that osteogenesis without the impact, without the injury-causing impact. And he noticed that if you were in a weight room and you're laying on your back on a bench and you're going to do a bench press, starting out with a bar in your chest is the weakest position, but once you get to 120 degrees fully extended, literally 120 degree inclusion, that's about 2/3 of the way fully extended, you're 7 times stronger from that position than you are starting from here, the weak position. So
I didn't realize that. So that's why you actually measure when I get on the machines to do my work.
Exactly. We use a goniometer to actually measure that 120 degree angle. It's the angle at which if you were to jump off a height and land on your legs, you wouldn't land straight-legged. You're going to land literally at 120 degree inclusion. That's instinctively the strongest position, and your body knows that.
Wow, I had no idea.
And so that's why instead of starting the leg, the lower growth trigger from here, the weak position, once you get to 120 degrees, again, you're able to push 7 times higher weight than you could if you started from the weak position. So that's why we're able to achieve loads in a very safe way in here that could never happen in a weight room.
That makes a lot of sense. So that really explains how it all came about. But tell us a little bit about your story. What made you decide to open an osteo center? Why did it appeal to you?
Yeah, that's interesting how it happened. I heard about OsteoStrong from Tony Robbins. He's been using our Spectrum machines personally for 5 or 6 years, and he said the following: OsteoStrong is the greatest biohack because there's nothing you can do that'll give you greater results in a short amount of time and effort and I thought, holy smokes, Tony Robbins is Mr. Efficiency, how to do more, better, faster.
Right.
And for him to make a statement like that, I thought, well, that's really interesting. I don't know what this OsteoStrong thing is, but it sounds pretty amazing. Well, then he went on to bring out Kyle Zagrodzky, the president of OsteoStrong, to talk to us about what it is, how it works. And he said, we've been able to reverse osteoporosis and osteopenia. We do osteogenic loading is the technical term for it. And I thought, I don't know what osteogenic loading is, and I don't have osteoporosis nor osteopenia, but I know 50 million people do, so that's a pretty cool thing. I don't have that, so I'm not really interested. What else you got? And
what's in it for me?
Exactly. And the next thing that he said was that people get measurably stronger really fast. And I thought, whoa, wait a minute. My son needs that. I had a sophomore in high school, and he was on the baseball team. And he was probably a year to a year and a half behind the other kids his age in physical development. Mm-hmm. I bloomed late. Guess what? My son was going to bloom late. So I thought that would be really good for him. And it only takes 10 minutes to do the whole session because you're going to push, pull, or lift for all of 8 to 10 seconds on these 4 machines. And you can only do it once a week because the cycle of recovery is 5 to 7 days. So I thought that would be really good for my son. And then they said, not only do people get measurably stronger, but we see neck pain, back pain, knee pain, joint pain diminish or go away entirely. And I said, whoa.
Is that where you said sign me up?
So I go, whoa, I got back pain. I've had lower back pain for 10 years chronically. And I said, if there's anything that could help, even a little bit in my back, I want to try this. And then he said, balance and posture improve substantially. And I had gotten a virus in my inner ear, my left ear, somehow. I had no pain, I had no headaches, but I woke up one day with violent vertigo that went on for an entire week. And when the vertigo went away, my balance was severely impaired. I was diagnosed by an audiologist, and she said, yeah, I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news is that your inner ear on your left side, your hearing is fine, but your balance is going to be impaired and it's never going to come back.
Wow. That's a little scary.
It was. She said, here's the good news. The good news is balance is like a muscle, and you can exercise your balance. You can actually improve balance and make it stronger. And she said, strength and balance are correlated. So as we get older and we start to atrophy, balance gets worse. But if you get stronger and you work hard at getting stronger, balance will improve. And my balance has gone from probably 60% of normal. So I was really impaired. I couldn't even play golf. I was so off balance. So it's gone from 60% of normal to about 90%.
Wow.
And in terms of strength, my upper body strength and lower body strength are up about 100% from when I started.
Are you back on the golf course?
I'm back on the golf course. That doesn't make me a good golfer, but I'm able to play without paying a dear price like before. I would be wrecked, my back would be wrecked for 3 or 4 days after I played golf every single time. So I couldn't really play very often for that reason. So I've gotten stronger, my balance has improved as a result of this protocol, and I saw the pain reduction and the strength gains, the balance happen very quickly. And that's the thing that was really shocking to me, is that everybody gets measurably stronger really fast from the protocol, young and old. The youngest person in this center as a member is 13 years old. The oldest person we have is 92.
Wow, I was hoping I was the youngest, but no.
Yeah, it's for people of all ages that have joint pain, people with sciatica, people that have pain of all different sorts. We're able to help them with pain reduction, again, and to get measurably stronger, and really impact the quality of people's life moving forward. If people get rid of their pain, if people get stronger, if people's balance and posture improve, they're able to have a higher quality of life. And we are a health and wellness center, so we're all about anything that's holistic, we're all in favor of. we think that drugs and surgery should be bastions of last resort.
Agree. And you know, I have to say, I love coming to OsteoStrong, not only because I'm getting stronger and I feel better about myself and about my future, but because it feels like a community here. You walk in and everyone knows your name. You know, there are great other modalities that you can do to improve your health and wellness. So what I'd really like to do is take our viewers on a tour of the center and show them everything we have to offer.
That'd be great.
All right, let's do it.
So what it does is it blows up in segments, and it starts from your feet and from your hands, and then it moves up your limbs, and it literally moves lymphatic fluid out of your limbs, and it helps prevent the buildup of lactic acid after strenuous exercise, so you're not as stiff and sore the next day. So it's really great for recovery. And I thought that only the athletes and former athletes would be interested in Normatec compression, but I have 85-year-old gals saying to me, I like the leg squeezing. Can I do the leg squeezing?
I was going to say, I don't know about all that, but I just know it feels good.
It feels really good. It improves circulation substantially.
It's relaxing.
Yes.